All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Firearms Friday. I hope you got a good hot cup of coffee. I'm about to go grab another one and do us some DGUs. And good morning. It's Friday. Happy Friday. You made it. You made it. The week is over. And you guys are out there watching the show on YouTube, on Rumble, on there's Sergeant Major watching on X with hot coffee and a beaver tail. All right, welcome home, Sergeant Major. We missed you. Sorry, I hate that I missed you Tuesday. And Cameron, good morning, sunshine. Cameron, if you happen to want to call into the show, the line you can call me directly, and I can put you on air. Same to you, Sergeant Major. So yeah, the private number is hooked up this morning, and I'm gonna work on getting the call-in number back in order. I'm not entirely sure what went wrong with that, but we'll see. See if we can't get that going and do some call-in shows in the near future, because it's, the closer we get to the election, obviously, we're going to want to have more and more conversations about the, actual conversations, not just you guys in the chat and me talking at you, but I want you guys calling in. So hopefully by next week, sometime we'll have that going on. So quick update. I had a meeting last night with Operation Rally Point and the MFC Club, about the docu-series that I kind of teased out back before Christmas. That is a project that is still in progress. I'll be going out to their national rally with the MFC Club. MFC stands for Military Firefighters and Cops. And their segment, their mini doc okay. Here's the kind of the vision. We're doing a docu-series, and as of right now, the plan is about a dozen of these videos. They'll be, 10 to 15 minute videos, and the focus is Operation Rally Point and the work that they do for homeless veterans. So what you got to understand there are several different things that go into the homeless veterans thing. So as I've explained before, Operation Rally Point primarily deals with the newly homeless, people who have suddenly, veterans specifically, who have suddenly found themselves homeless and have never been homeless before. You're talking about the landlord sold the house and you didn't happen to have, enough cash in the bank to rent a new place, and suddenly you're like, what the hell do I do? Right? Like, I don't have, maybe I've got $3,000 in an emergency fund, but I don't have $6,000 to put down first, last, and a deposit on renting a new place. So, oh shit, I move into an extended stay hotel, just so that my kids aren't sleeping on a park bench, and all of a sudden, oh, well, that's, $3-4 grand a month, while I'm trying to put together enough to actually rent it. Okay. And I don't know what the process is. Right? There are resources out there, but I've never been homeless before. I don't know shit about those resources. And this is something that we have to overcome for veterans generally. I had a buddy recently. I'm not gonna name any names on it, but I had a buddy recently who needed to go to the emergency room. And he's a veteran, but he's not 100% service-connected disabled. And with the way Obamacare works, as a veteran, you can't just go get private insurance. You have to use the VA, unless you've got insurance provided by an employer. So my buddy's got a new job. His insurance with the employer hadn't started yet, and he's only 50%. And so he's afraid to go to the emergency room because it'll bankrupt his head. No, it won't. But he doesn't know that. And that's something that we need to overcome. And it's like that with the services. So, I got him the right phone number so he can get himself taken care of. But, they're like, he's covered because he is service connected. Once you're service, it doesn't matter how service connected you are. If you're service connected, 10%, 20%, the VA will take care of you having to go to an emergency room. That's too easy. But that's only useful if you know it. So there are organizations out there. Okay, you don't have the $5-6 grand to get into a new place, and your only backup plan, because you don't know what your options are, is to just hemorrhage capital and never be able to get ahead. Just stay under one. Fuck it. Well, if $6 grand's a problem, let's throw out $6 grand. Let's get this fucking veteran in a house. This is bullshit. He and his wife and 3 kids are sharing a 1-bed frickin' extended stay, like a bunch of migrant construction workers. That was a joke about us, not foreigners, by the way. That's a whole nother story that we'll have to dig into sometime when Steve's watching. I need Steve and Cade both on the show. We'll tell that story sometime. But the extended stay hotels are expensive. That's a bitch. And you got a couple of kids and your wife, and you got 1 bed and a kitchenette and 1 toilet. And that's costing you as much as you would be paying in rent if you could just come up with enough to cover first, last, and the deposit. So, and I could go down this rabbit hole all day, because like we discussed in the meeting last night, the government says it costs $75,000 per homeless veteran per year to get that homeless veteran off the street. Because it costs $75,000. Okay. I live in a 4-bedroom house with pretty decent basement on a golf course. That costs less than $20,000 a year. just the cost of housing. Costs $75,000. You think it costs $75,000 to house a... So at least $50,000 of that is you paying administrators to spend the money, right? Every time the government tries to spend a dollar on a person in need, it costs them $5 to do. Just give the vet the fucking 75 grand. Problem solved. Hell, just give him, save yourself 25 on that, right? Save yourself 33% of the overall cost. Just give him 50. Problem solved. Okay, Cameron says I was told there would be pow pow, and you were correct. There should be pow pow. I wanted to give y'all a little bit of an update of where we are in that project, and it is moving forward. Had a great meeting last night with the MFC Bike Club and Operation Rally Point. I need to get Big Mike on here sometime, and we'll talk about some of these things we're doing. So let's go to Denison, Texas for our first story. A little pow pow, pew pew, pew pew pew. Denison homeowner shoots intruder after hammer attack. Whoa! Is this a story about Pelosi? Oh, it was an actual hammer. It wasn't a pink hammer. Legion says ignore the DGUs, continue talking about things unrelated. No, I believe Legion brother, I'm going to be doing some shows about the problem with charity. We're going to go down some Ayn Rand rabbit holes. We're going to talk a little Atlas Shrugged. We're going to talk a little I Shall Fear No Evil, the man who Time Enough for Love, right? We'll talk about Michael Valentine Smith, and we're going to have some conversations. But today, we're back to the pew pews. Denison, Texas. KX2, I don't know what that's about. A Denison homeowner shot a man who came to his door and attacked him with a hammer on Monday. Not a pink hammer, apparently. Cameron, we need to make Steve a blue wrench, like a boffer weapon like we used to make for Nero. A blue wrench boffer weapon and a big ass hammer. And, both fucking Nerf weapons. and do some skits with him hitting people with the blue wrench and the band hammer. So, Grayson County Sheriff's deputies were called to a residence on McCraw Lane, east of Denison, around 4:30 p.m. The homeowner told deputies a man whom he did not know came to his door and forced entry into his home while brandishing a hammer. As the homeowner tried to get the man to leave, he attacked the homeowner and struck him with a hammer. The homeowner then shot the man and called the authorities. The man shot was flown by air ambulance to a hospital and is in stable but critical condition as of Tuesday morning. Okay. I'm going to have to send this guy back to the range. He got close enough to hit you with a hammer, and he survived. So I'm going to have to say, better luck next time, man. Now, A for effort. But, that and $5 still won't buy you a cup of coffee in 2024. Let's move on. I've got a suspect fatally shot. Suspect shot. Oh, the tab. Ooh, the browser tab does not match the browser tab does not match the headline. Suspect shot, killed. Aha, Wednesday during Central West End break-in. It happened at a Masonic lodge. Oh man, that sentence right there. It happened at a Masonic lodge. Already sounds like there's more to this story than is going to have been published. But let's see what happens. It happened at a Masonic lodge on Westminster Place, just blocks away from Forest Park. Okay, this is St. Louis. I was like, that all sounds a hell of a lot like Atlanta, but okay. A suspect was shot and killed early Wednesday morning during a break-in at a Masonic lodge in the Central West End. Yeah. Okay, you gotta think breaking into a Masonic lodge. Okay, do you guys know who Masons are? Like, forget about all the conspiracy theory, Illuminati, New World Order, you don't know the secret handshake bullshit. You've seen the rings, guys. You've seen the stickers. Masons tend to be cops, soldiers, artists, trade craftsmen, right? They tend to be the kind of men who work for a living and carry a gun. Right? You may have a lot of politicians that are Masons, but most when you're talking about a politician that's a Mason, you're usually not talking about one that's just, yeah. Cameron says Masons do barbecue and build AR-15s. Like you gotta think, forget for a moment about all the New World Order conspiracy theory shit. These are dudes with jobs. You gotta imagine breaking into the Masonic Lodge is kind of on the same level as, hey, you know what? I'm gonna take my gun and go rob a fucking gun store? What? I'm gonna go to South Georgia and rob a pawn shop with a gun. Son, you have chosen poorly. You're drinking from the golden cup, dumbass. So, according to the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, the break-in happened just before 4 a.m. at Tuscan Lodge number 360 AF and AM. Located, I don't know what AF and AM stands for, but yeah, located at 5015 Westminster Place, blocks away from Forest Park. In 1975, the building was placed on the National Register of Historic Places. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Police said a man broke into the lodge and made his way upstairs. The break-in triggered the building's alarm, which woke up a resident in an apartment on the third floor. The 37-year-old resident went down a flight of stairs, confronted the suspect on the second floor, and shot him. So, police told 5 on Your Side the resident is a member of the Masonic Order. He called the police after the shooting and is cooperating with the investigation. In a weekly police news briefing Wednesday afternoon, police told 5 on Your Side they didn't have information at the time on whether the intruder was armed or not. No matter what the facts of this investigation will be presented to the circuit attorney, whether or not they ultimately decide to issue any charges isn't in their purview. Now let's take a step back to the conspiracy theory, New World Order stuff, and like I said, Masons tend to be working men. What do you think the chances are that the judge that has to make a decision on whether or not there will be charges is a member, not just a Mason, but is actually a member of that specific lodge, right? Because, I mean, one lodge is, it's not like you have 9 lodges in a small town, right? Those charges are going to get brought in front of the judge. He's going to be like, wait, he did what now? Yeah, you just put him in a Hillbros coffee can and send him back to his mama. I think we're all right. In a weekly police news briefing Wednesday afternoon, police told 500 said they didn't have information at the time on whether the intruder was armed or not. No matter what the facts are, that's in their purview. The Castle Doctrine protects homeowners from intruders if someone breaks into their home and they have a reasonable fear that they are going to get hurt. They can use lethal force. Whether the burglar is armed or not, it doesn't matter. If someone's in their house and it's dark, they're going to be scared. Anders Walker, St. Louis University law professor, said while describing Missouri's Castle Doctrine. He said, Missouri has one of the most expansive castle doctrines in the country. In some states, you have to have a fear of being seriously injured or killed. Not in Missouri, just fear of any injury, and that seems to be the case here. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Castle Doctrine under these particular interpretations. Castle Doctrine should read as follows. If you do not want this person in your home and they refuse to leave, no questions asked. That's it. Right? Yeah, you murder your wife or one of your kids in your house, and that's something else. But, Yahweh's witnesses knocked on the front door, and then they talked their way through, and I said, go away, and they don't immediately go away. Nobody should bat an eyelash when I call the sheriff's department to come pick them up because I need to clean up on aisle my front fucking doorstep. It ain't complicated. Legion mentions the tunnel Jews. The intruder was a tunnel Jew who took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. And now I've got this image of Bugs Bunny in a kippah and trying to order the fish. Waiter! Try my soup. What's wrong with your soup? Try the soup. What's wrong with your soup? Will you just try the soup? Okay. Is it too cold? Will you just try the soup? Is it too hot? No, just try the soup. Is there a fly in it? What's the problem with the soup? Listen, just try the soup. Okay, where's your spoon? Aha! Old Eddie Murphy joke. So he said Missouri has one of the most expansive castle doctrines. Alderman Michael Browning of the 9th Ward, where the shooting happened, provided the following statement. When I hear news about a deadly shooting, it is a shock and a terribly sad thing. Oh, by the way, the bad guy expired on the scene. Yahtzee, bitches. I'm good with it. About 160 members belong to the Tuscan Lodge. Past members include 4 Missouri governors, 2 St. Louis mayors, and 3 U.S. senators. Former President Harry S. Truman was a frequent visitor. That's interesting. He was a frequent visitor, but it doesn't say that he was a member. Ooh. Sergeant Major says if Bugs Bunny carried open, Elmer Fudd would be a vegetarian. Yeah, if Bugs Bunny was a Pro 2A cartoon, that would have been a very different story. All right, guys. Well, I have got to get to Griffin this morning. Cameron, there will be a box waiting for you with tablecloths and engraved material. Give me a call when you get it. I was wrong about the larger engraved box. It just doesn't. It exists, but it looks like shit. It's not usable. So, but I've got you some. I've got you some promo material to put out, and that will be in a cardboard box set where you can find it, and I'll let Fee know where it is, and come knock on the door and get it. But I gotta go shoot some houses today. Yeah. So that said, it is Friday. It means we're going into the weekend. Be safe out there. Don't drink too much. Don't drink too much. Don't drink too much. And don't drive drunk. Don't fry bacon naked. And for God's sake, clean your weapons. If you haven't done it recently, take out your pistol, take out your rifles, your shotguns, right? Sit down in front of the TV, put on a good show, get you a can of our favorite cologne, old CLP, and take care of your shit. Because the stories we just covered, that can happen to you. And you need to be prepared. And, yeah, like Cameron says, gun oil's cheap. No excuses. Get it done. Now, as safety briefings go, I'm going to leave y'all with this one. This one's a little over. I got my massage chair. is awesome. If you choose to buy one of those expensive, awesome full body massage chairs, and I mean like mine has Bluetooth speakers in the headrest. I'm mounted an iPad over it so I can watch TV. But here's the thing: when you unbox it, when you get it in set up and it's ready to go, and you get it and you have that first massage, it's excellent. You'll feel relaxed. It does your feet. It kick back and it rubs your feet. It's awesome. But here's the thing. Like any shiny new toy, you're gonna want to play with it. You're gonna fiddle with the controls and learn what the buttons do and figure out what level of pressure you like and what type of massage you want and how much heat feels good on your back and how much is it's got a bunch of options and you don't want to play. I might have played with it for a little too long. There is a reason that the chair has a timer on it, and it doesn't just stop. It unreclines and spits you out. When after 30 minutes, the chair kicks you out, and there's a reason for that. So I sat there and played with the controls and tried to figure out what all the chair does, and I turned it on. I'm getting a massage, and I'm picking with the iPad, getting the Bluetooth hooked up. I'm playing with it, and now my feet hurt. So, all things, my man, in moderation. So, if you ignore the timer, and I spent like an hour and a half playing with the stuff, and then I spent more than the half hour playing with it, and then I fell asleep in the chair. It will chew your feet off. So watch your shit. Legend says Chris got his backside turned into pulled pork. That part ain't so bad. It's the walking around on the footsies now. That's the tough bit. So y'all be safe out there. We love you, and we will see you on Monday.